On August 23, 2020, 21 castaways emerged from quarantine for the first time to compete in one of the most cutthroat seasons of Syrvivor Syracuse yet. Now, on day 75, only 5 remain. Kevin, the shady snake.
I'm literally losing it in here.
Networking across tribes with the Narcs Alliance from the very beginning. Kevin originally found a bestie in Jen before being forced to betray her, solidifying his wishy-washy strategy of working with whoever was convenient for him. If Kevin makes it, would his skills as a social butterfly prove fruitful from the jury?
Oh, this is such a mean game. I'm over it.
Lydia, the meticulous manipulator.
I'm in an alliance with everybody. No one knows that I'm in an alliance with everybody else.
Crunching the numbers since she flipped the Mind tribe from voting Sabrina out week 1, Lydia faced her lowest of lows after the swap, losing Molly before the Rocks took out her closest ally, Carl, at the start of the merge. Since then, she's been able to acquire a new ally in Zach to take out his old alliance, and still has an idol to spare. Does she have what it takes to win it all, or did she make too many enemies along the way?
Like to make nice.
Madison, the unsung soldier, forced to fight for her life since her first tribal council.
We gotta just keep swimming.
Madison has navigated an ever-ending battle, losing ally after ally, keeping her head up as she worked her connections every round and even finding 2 idols.
So I kind of feel like a baller right now.
Will her fake idol ploy earn respect from the jury, or will it prove to be her fatal flaw? Sabrina, the meek Machiavellian.
We'll get there when we get there. Anyways.
After almost being voted out week 1, Sabrina slithered her way through the crowd, surviving as the only mind on a new soul tribe, making and breaking allyships with everyone in her path. At the merge, Sabrina reunited with her Mind colleagues, collaboratively strategizing and even helping to flip Zach, while maintaining an under-the-radar reputation.
Now it's time to just go for it.
With the least blood on her hands in the final 5, will she be able to stay out of sight and make it to the jury's vote? Zach, the social swinger.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous.
The first to find the hidden immunity idol and the only remaining soul of the final 5. Zach played a truly social game, making friendships over allies, letting his tribe mates take the wheel so he didn't have to, until he flipped on them in one foul swoop.
This is the biggest move I've made up until this point.
If he can make it to the end, will the jury respect the timing of his move, or was he just a little too late? On a season filled with minds, bodies, and souls, endless blindsides, challenge upsets, hangouts, masks, and all of the above, only one can win. Who will make it to the final 3, and who has what it takes to become the next Sole Syrvivor?
So Holly played that fake idol that Madison gave her that we had planted much earlier in the game. And I was excited before, I guess, because Madison was really excited. She texted me before and I was like, oh, I don't know. But I don't know. I just feel kind of bad now because we probably didn't need to do it. I don't know. But I do feel bad, and I hope it all smooths over.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit angry. why I feel that way is I feel like Holly herself has played a sneaky game at times, and I, for the longest period of time, tried to play, I don't know, more along the lines of Joe. But the reality of the situation is Joe probably played the truest game out of anyone this season, and Holly voted for him. So I feel I'm receiving a lot of angry text messages right now, and to an extent that's just part of the game. If we were in regular Survivor, we'd have to go back to a camp and I'd have to deal with those comments to my face, which in a way I'd prefer. But I have some frustrations right now because it seems that this whole sneak figure is being put on me when the reality is, like, I didn't want to make a fake idol. I didn't want to give it to Holly. I wasn't flaunting it around. That's why I didn't blog about it. It wasn't, yes, I'm the person that gave it to her, and I didn't tell her it was fake. And that's not cool, but it is part of the game. And if you look at every single thing I've done, I haven't really lied that much. That's the sneakiest thing I've done. And I don't appreciate all the comments about how they're losing. They lost trust and respect for me as a person. I don't think that's fair at all. So I feel bad. I felt bad, but that was just payback for Joe and Owen, and Mike and Jason. So every person wants to play nice until they reach their breaking point, and I reached mine when Joe went home. Take that from what you will.
Madison is under fire because of the fake idol that she gave Holly. I also will have to at some point smooth things over with Kevin and explain my role that I made it, but I didn't intend for it to be played in that kind of way. But I'm not gonna cap, it was a really unnecessary thing for Madison to do. It wasn't nice. It's a game. Yeah, it's a game, but that is just mean. And I thought that when she told me she was going to give Holly a fake idol at the beginning of the week. Why did I not stop her, you may ask? I did not stop her because I knew that they would get pissed at her, and I don't know that much about Madison's game, and that scares me in a potential final 3 situation. So get that unnecessary mean move under her belt. Literally it did absolutely nothing except make people angry at her. And again, I knew that would happen. So now I just I feel much more comfortable sitting next to her in a hypothetical final 3 situation, don't I? So yeah, good looks for me, bad looks for her. Maybe I'm the bad person for letting her doing that and wanting them to not like her because of it. And again, Madison is a wonderful human being, but within the game, if they don't like her, that is fine by me.
Before we start, congratulations to you guys. Final 5, definitely a feat in Survivor that is only accomplished by so few. That being said, we are into your next challenge. So Sabrina, I will take that back. Once again, community is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, we will have an active challenge that virtues 2 out of the 3 statements in the tagline for this season. So we will have a secondary challenge afterwards that will embody soul. This challenge will embody mind and body. That being said, we have this challenge. Only 3 of you have done this challenge this season. Those 3 are not with us today, which were Adam, Molly, and Joe. This challenge is a challenge from Survivor, as well as earlier in the season, the math running challenge. What you guys have in front of you that you haven't flipped yet are equations. They look like this. In the equations, there are boxes. In the boxes, there are numbers. You guys can take a look at your equations right now. Please do not write anything down on the paper just yet. Just take a look at them. So, those are the equations that you have to solve for this challenge. As you see, underneath each of the boxes are corresponding either placement or number. If it's a placement, I sent you guys the elimination order. That is the placement they finished in. That will be their number. The other numbers, for instance, 17, the first box, are up there, right behind the second column to the left of the white door. That will have the things that you have to do to solve the equation, whether that be add, multiply, subtract, whatever it might be. At the end of it, we will tally them all up using that sign to the right, and then write your answer down on the whiteboard that you have your marker. And then come up here and show me. If you're wrong, you have to go back, touch the top of the brick, and come back here to guess again. The virtues that this challenge, is patience and confidence. You have to balance the patience that mind people have, as well as the confidence that body people have. And whether which of those outweigh the other is if you'll get the correct answer. Does this challenge require more patience or more confidence? It really is up to you. For this challenge, 2 people will move on to the last challenge where one person will win immunity and guarantee their spot in the final 4. Alright? That makes sense? So we're looking for the first 2. Survivors ready? Begin. That is incorrect. That is correct, Hyde. We have the final 2 finishers. This challenge is completed. It was the first part of the challenge, the math running challenge. That said, Lydia and Zach basically finished at the same time. Lydia finished first.
No, we basically finished at the same time.
That said, those 2 will be moving on. Sabrina, Kevin, Madison, I'm sorry. You will not be winning immunity tonight unless something happens in the final challenge. Which means Lydia, Zach, please join me over here.
Do we need our stuff or no?
No, just put your body.
No way.
One of you sit here, one of you sit there.
Huh?
Alright, you guys can watch from there.
No.
Or look at the cups in any shape.
No. Okay, let's go. You're so strong.
Alright, for this challenge, this will embody the soul traits. What we thought soul virtues were trust, communication, and when to lie, and what is a necessary lie, what is an unnecessary lie. For this challenge, since Lydia and Zach moved on, they will be competing in this portion of the challenge. but you guys can still win immunity. I will explain. In these 3 cups, there are 3 symbols. The check mark, the cross or X, and the arrow. This effectively will be called send, steal, or save. So, you guys can pick up your cups, look at them. Please do not share with each other yet. For this challenge, each of you will have to pick a cup. If both of you pick I will explain like the different combos. Each of you have to pick a cup. Someone will win immunity. So, for instance, if Zach picks the arrow, that is the send. He is sending Lydia the immunity item, or the necklace. Lydia, you have to further save that, so you have to check. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And vice versa. That being said, if you save yourself with the check, Zach could steal with the X, meaning he takes the immunity necklace. However, another scenario, if you both pick the same thing, which is both send, both steal, both save, we will draw randomly, and one of those 3 will win immunity. At random. Does that make sense? That said, one person will have to win immunity out of you 5.
Sorry,
It
Kevin.
depends on if one of you two want to grab it, one of you two want to steal it, or you want to leave it up to chance between those 3. That decision is yours starting now.
Oh, this is hard. Do we get to talk about it?
Yeah, so,
You
you
talk?
thinking about, did you send it over?
I'm thinking about it.
What you can't do, right? You
Yeah.
cannot reveal the symbol in your cup.
No, we can
You can tell them what it is.
Yeah, you can't show.
You can't show.
Okay. Feel it?
Sorry. We could, because I really want it too. We could do rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, best
And
out of 3?
then whoever, best two out of 3.
Loser gives it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Loser
I'm down
sends,
with that. I'd
and
rather
then
one of us get it. Alright, let's do it. 2 out of 3.
Wait, should we close it? It's fine. I trust you. Okay.
That's 1.
1-1.
Alright, well, so I'll put down the check.
Alright.
I'll steal it.
When you guys are ready, give me the cup. Alright. Remember, if someone steals and someone receives, if someone receives and someone steals, the person that steals will get it. Lydia, do you trust Zach in this transaction?
Yes.
Zach, do you trust Lydia in this transaction?
I want to, yeah.
Alright. In this scenario, Zach, you have chose to receive. And Lydia, you have chose to send. Which means you guys were both telling the truth. Which means, Zach, you have 1 immunity for this week.
Thank you.
Alright. I don't know if you 3 heard the talks by Zach and Lydia over there, but after deliberation, Lydia decided to send the immunity necklace to Zach. Zach decided to receive it, which means, Zach, you are safe. Zach, you guarantee a 1 in 4 chance of winning this game. Alright.
Nice swing.
For the rest of you 4, tribal council on Sunday, or someone will be the someone will finish in 5th place and be the 16th person voted out of this game. While that is said, I will now reveal that this is a final 3, which means after next week's tribal, there's 1 more challenge, and then 1 more tribal, and that's our finale. So, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys.
So obviously this feels really, really good. I thought I did really well on that challenge. Clearly it paid off. But next week's the must-win challenge. Now that we know there's a final 3, I think it's pretty clear who I want the final 4 to be. So let's just hope that this weekend goes smoothly and hope I can win this again next week.
Clearly I stumbled on the challenge, not my finest moment. I'm obviously going home this week, especially because Zach won immunity, so he was the only one I could potentially convince them to vote for. So you guys don't have to like fake any reaching out. It'll be a smooth little 2-week kind of thing, but I don't know. I mean, my time's up. Honestly, I hate all of them at this point, so like they're all it's like I don't like a single one of them. They're so annoying, so can't wait to be done with this. No, I'm excited for Friendsgiving. Yeah, that'll be fun. Honestly, I'm kind of annoyed though because like there's no one I think that deserves it in the final 4. So, I mean, that's the game. It happens. Like, I mean, yeah, personally, I don't think anyone deserves it, but I have to put a vote to someone eventually when I'm on the jury. So, guess we'll see. You guys are all great players, and we're excited to see who makes final 3 out of you 4.
I'm excited. I think the vote's going to be really simple. Kevin, I'm sorry. Kevin, you were a really good player. You know, I respect you a lot. You know, you seem like a really nice guy, but, you know, I made the move to get into a better position where I was kind of making the moves for my alliance. And, you know, or at least it was more of a conversation about the moves we made. It wasn't, I'm not just being told anymore. And so now I'm going to be the final 4 because of it.
Well, I tried my best. I told them like literally just be honest with me, like don't try to play games because like there's nothing to gain if you lie. So they said like they don't think that it's gonna happen, but they thought about it and I was like, you know what, at least I tried. At least I didn't just go about this week and like not do anything, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm glad I tried this option because you know what, it could have worked, but it didn't, but it could have. So that's what I will give myself a little pat on the back just for not giving up completely. But I am ready to go home. I'm just mad that again, those 4 are the last 4 people standing. It like baffles me. It baffles me, truly. And I do think some of them played good games, but yeah, it was nice. It was nice knowing y'all. I know I've said some mean things in my time here at Syrvivor, and some of them I meant, some of them I didn't.
I mean, we are voting Kevin out. We've already talked about it, so now it's just a matter of waiting for Tribal. I mean, he's played a good game, even though he stabbed us in the back a few times. He did play a very good social game, and I do give him a lot of credit for that. I mean, I think there were times where lying was unnecessary, but like, he did a really good job anyways, and I think he would get a lot of jury votes if he had made it to the final 3. But like, honestly, I don't know, I just love Kevin as a person, and I am sad to see him go, but I'm just like happy that like, you know, he knows that it's the game and all of that, and I'm just gonna keep sending him Robert Pattinson TikToks. So that'll be good.
I just got off a FaceTime with Kevin and I told him the truth about knowing about the idol. I take responsibility for my actions. I wasn't cool. At the same time, I do still hold the opinion that it is a game and everyone has been sneaky at some point or another. I think what I did personally wasn't the end of the world, but the world doesn't revolve around my opinion. So he knows, so everyone probably knows at this point because Kevin. I hope people in the jury can forgive me. At the end of the day, I did join the game to make friends, so I'm sad and maybe a little disappointed about how things have played out.
I thought this was going to be an easy vote, but Madison just called me
and she told me she wanted me and her to listen to Kevin and hear him out one last plea. And I said, yeah, sure. I own that. He's a great, great dude. But so he calls us and he basically throws out the option, just says, hey, if you guys want to vote for Sabrina, let's make that a plan. And his case was that Sabrina, if she makes it to the final 3, she's probably going to win a lot of votes from the jury members. She's played a really good game. She's doesn't have any enemies on the jury. She hasn't made any enemies, like I just said. It's really compelling, to be honest, because he's right. Sabrina doesn't have anyone who dislikes her on the jury. People like Cass, Linz, and Holly might not vote for me because I did screw them over, and I would understand that. And then people like Owen and Joe and Carl, who I didn't get to know very well, might not vote for me. And these are all people who I think knew Sabrina. Everybody knew Sabrina pretty well. She played a really good social game. I think my social game kind of tailed off towards the, at post-merge. But I don't know. The easy move might just be to stick with Kevin. Madison said she's down to do it. It might have to... And then there's option 3, of course, which is tell Madison I'm going to do it, and then don't do it, so that Lydia and Sabrina see that Madison voted for Sabrina. And then they might be way more compelled to take me to the final 3. But that might be a little too devious. I don't know. It's probably going to be a game time decision. I'm nervous, though. We'll see.
I talked to Maddie and Zach and I was like, I'm not going to beg for you guys to vote for me, but here's the proposition. I say that we should vote for Sabrina because no one wants to sit next to Sabrina at the end. Everyone knows that she's been the most non-controversial. She hasn't made any enemies on the jury. Even Lydia is quite afraid to be at the end with her, so I don't know. I don't know if they'll be willing to flip on her, but it was worth a shot and I wasn't willing to go down without a fight. I know I sounded very defeated, but I said no. I will keep fighting and I will go out with my very last breath. I don't know if that's the right thing, but yeah, it's scary, but hopefully it works out. I'm like fully ready to go home though this week and I'm fine with it because like again, I like don't want to like be with these people anymore, but I think what invigorated me and like infuriated me, and sorry that's the right word, was that Lydia FaceTimed me for like an hour yesterday and she was just going on and on about like her final 3 and like stuff about like jury stuff and yada yada, and I was like, don't talk to me about that like when you know you're voting me out, and like it's just like kind of disrespectful because like you're just like, I don't know, like I'm gonna be like, I'm supposed to be on the jury, like it's just not nice. And then she was kind of like just being a little cocky about her whole game and just being like, yeah, like there's stuff you didn't know, yeah, and like I never claimed to have known everything that happened in the game. I know I've been blindsided before. I know that there are things I didn't know, and that's okay. I never said I did, but like she's always acting like she knows better. She's 50 steps ahead, and that arrogance really like pissed me off. So I was like, no, I can't let her win. I need to make it to the end. So here I am.
So Madison FaceTimed me a little bit ago and she was like, how would you feel if we voted out Sabrina instead of Kevin? And I was like, Madison, I'm glad you've been thinking about this too, because I've been thinking the exact same thing, and at least it wouldn't be on me, although I know Sabrina would be pissed at me specifically. I told her I won't do it tonight because I don't want to sit next to Kevin at the end. But like if they did it, I wouldn't be mad, and I just don't want to know that it's about to happen. Yeah, that I just like, I can't now. My concern about, Madison pulling something like that though is, that like could be a big move for her, like the kind of move she needs. That said, Zach was thinking about it. It's hard because I don't want that pawned off on somebody. I can't take credit for it because that takes credit away from my like loyalty game, honest game. And I don't know. I think if given the opportunity, I could drag Sabrina's game, absolutely drag it, if I wanted. And if I get to sit in the final 3 with her. I'm going to. I have every intent of doing that. So I don't know what's gonna happen tonight. I'm playing my idol for myself. I have a feeling it'll still be Kevin. But we'll see.
All right, welcome back, Final 5. This is your second to last tribal council until final tribal. That is right, jury. This is a final 3 finish, so 3 out of the 5 people you're seeing here today will be vying for your votes in the end. That said, I will welcome in the jury that we have here today. Cassidy, Carl, and Holly voted out in the last tribal council. Thank you guys for showing. All right, Kevin, let's get straight into it. So, talk about last tribal. Like I said in the questioning, you and Holly, obviously on the outs. What was your view of that entire tribal and what happened during it?
I mean, it wasn't like necessarily like unexpected. Like I think me and Holly were very much aware that like it was gonna happen, and like I just like didn't, and I had my like gut feeling that the idol was fake, but it's like for someone to like actively like play it knowing it's like give it to someone knowing it's fake, like that was what like really like got me and really like upset me, because I just don't have respect for people who like do that kind of stuff, but there's no like gain out of that. But regardless, like it's a game, and like I'm glad that I got to make it one more tribal, and it's probably gonna be me this today, and that's okay.
Zach, what was your position on the idol play? Holly, of course, played that idol. It was determined to be fake. Definitely the jury perceived that in a certain way. What was your view?
I had no idea it was coming, so I thought I was going home when Holly stood up and played an idol. So I guess I'm glad it was fake, but to be honest, I kind of do agree with Kevin. I don't think that was the right move to make. When the person knows they're going home, and there's no reason to do that. I don't think it wasn't a great move, but it happened, and you can't dwell on it. You just gotta look forward.
Sure. Sabrina, we're in a place now, Final 5, where every move will be calculated by the jury, and some people might want to play a move so that they have a good resume for the jury. How do you determine what's a move and what's kind of just nothing this far into the game?
I think it's kind of different in everyone's eyes, because a big move in someone's eyes could be not as big in someone else's, and ultimately, like, what we think could be a big move, maybe the jury doesn't think is a move. It's all, and whoever does sit here in the final 3, it's not up to the final 3, it's all ultimately up to the jury.
Sure. So Kevin, obviously you were on the outs last week with Holly. You end up here today, but you're still facing this 4 that voted together. How are you feeling this week?
Oh, terrible. I mean, like, it's like obviously 4 against 1. Like, it's not like there's nothing you can do, but it's like I've done like the best, like done it to the best of my abilities. Like I've exhausted my options, and like I'm not gonna like beg for people to like keep me in the game. Like I think I like own up to everything I've done, and I respect the game that I played. So I'm glad to go out this night.
Zach, explain the split steal kind of game that you and Lydia had to play.
I think me and Lydia were both on the same page, that because we understood that if one of us doesn't get it, it goes to one of them 3 at random, and we realized we would rather have the other one of us get it than it be one of them 3, Kevin in particular, obviously. So we just played rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and the winner got to take immunity, which ended up being me.
Lydia, you were there sitting with Zach. You had the same opportunity that he had to get the immunity necklace. Do you regret your decision on giving it to Zach?
To a certain extent. I mean, like, it'd be really nice to, like, have it. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be really nice to be, like, sitting here with, like, immunity. But, like, that said, I feel like I've tried to, like, stick to my word, like, throughout the game. And, like, I told him, like, if he won, I would give it to you. So, like, it is what it is.
Now, Kevin, hearing Zach say blatantly that they didn't want you to get the immunity necklace, and hearing the conversation and during the challenge, how did it feel to just be sitting there knowing that, oh, I'm 1 against 4 here?
Again, like, kind of a sucky feeling, but at that point I did feel kind of defeated, but over like the last 2 days I was like, like I'm gonna still give it my best shot, and I don't know, like it's hard to hear, but like it's also like I know that like a lot of them are thinking that if I like make it too far to like if I make it to final 3 that I can take it. So I think that's like kind of nice too. Like you know that it could be a potential threat, and that you know it's okay to go home this way. Like
That's true. Madison, so Kevin rings true that he does feel like he's going home today. That said, Kevin could potentially be a free agent in a final 5 where it's so close to the final 3. How do you gauge this week's vote in potentially using Kevin or just sending him home?
Yeah, I think everyone has considered that option. I think Kevin's an amazing person, and I think he would be an awesome person to be sitting next to at the end, if not for the fact that the jury is made up of a lot of his closest friends. So I think that's the kicker right there.
Sure. Lydia, let's talk about Kevin's threat level. As we've seen, he's been on the outs for a couple weeks now. He does have jury members on the has friends on the jury. That said, if there's a bigger threat amongst you 4, wouldn't it be wise to use Kevin as an extra vote, or is it too late?
I feel like that's really complicated. Like it's never too late. But I mean the margins, like I said last week, like the margin for error is much smaller. You know, like if you mess up and if you don't want to sit next to Kevin at the final 3 and then he wins the challenge, well, like that sucks, doesn't it? So I feel like it's just I think it's different for everybody too. Like different people definitely consider different people a threat in the final 3 right now.
Mm-hmm. So Kevin, talk to me about this week for you. Did you just sit there and say, I'm going home, whatever, or did you fight until the end?
that was probably me for like first half of it, but then after a little bit I was like, you know, Kevin, like grind your gears a little bit, think of a little something, come up with like an idea, and I did, and I tried it, and you know, didn't really work out, but okay, like at least I tried.
Fair enough. Sabrina, that being said, Final 5 is the last time to play an idol. So far we've seen 2 idols and 1 fake idol. That being said, if Kevin has an idol, that could be a powerful thing. How powerful is idols right now the last time you can play them?
Right now, I think it's definitely a cool thing to play. Like if Kevin were to have the idol, like, you know, it would save his game. But like, I think it's just like, yeah, an idol could be big because it gets you to the final 4. Like if you have it, if this is the last tribal, it might as well.
Madison, how much of this game is pretty much up in the air and that final tribal council will seal that fate?
I think it's completely up in the air. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't even know who's going to be there for sure. I think everyone is kind of confused who they even want to be in their final 3 if they make it to that point. So there's no way to predict at this moment.
All right. And Kevin, whether you're here or whether you're not, how do you think this vote will determine the end of this game and potentially the winner of Season 3 of Survivor Syracuse?
I don't know. I mean, there's like no telling like who out of the 4 of them are gonna make it to the final 3, and it's just I don't know. I mean, like this one wasn't like really like a quote unquote hard vote, so like I don't think it really like adds to anyone's like resume or whatever. I don't know. I just think like it's really hard to tell like every like again like there's so many like biases, everything. Like I don't know like who's gonna win, who's gonna like.
Sure.
Sorry, I can't English.
All right. We'll see what happens, and we'll see who makes it to their final 4. It is now time to vote. Madison, you can follow Mel.
I actually don't know if it's going to be you or not, and I'm not sure who I'd rather have it be.
Not like this vote will matter anyways. So, sorry, Sabs.
All right. For the second to last time, once the votes are read, the person voted out will be asked to leave tribal council area immediately. I'll go tally the votes. For the last time, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and wants to play it, now will be the time to do so. Yeah. Madison, you're playing this for. This is a hidden immunity idol, which means all votes for Madison will not count. Madison? If anyone else has Lydia, and you're playing this for. Lydia's playing this for herself. This is a hidden immunity idol. All votes for Lydia will not count. If anyone else has a hidden immunity idol and wants to play it, now will be the time to do so. Alright, to recap, Madison, Lydia, and Zach are safe because Zach has an immunity necklace and 2 idols, which means votes will only count for Kevin and Sabrina. I'll read the votes. First vote, Sabrina. Kevin. 1 vote Sabrina, 1 vote Kevin, 3 votes left. Kevin. The 8th member of our jury, and the next person voted out of Syrvivor Syracuse Mind, Body, Soul, Kevin. Kevin, that's 3, that's enough. You can grab your torch. Kevin? Sure.
Oh, no, I'm good with that. No.
Kevin, the tribe has spoken. Oh. Kevin?
Oh, am I supposed to walk with it now?
Alright. We are officially, quick maths, 77 days in. Lucky number 77. We have 1 more challenge, and then it turns to the jury. Jury, you have a very important decision to make. 3 out of these 4 people will be vying for your vote for Sole Syrvivor, the 3rd Sole Survivor in Syrvivor Syracuse history. That being said, only 3 of you will make it there. Final challenge tonight, endurance challenge, 9 p.m. I'll see you guys there. That's all I have for you.
Honestly, I'm kind of relieved. Like, I was so tired of this game. So tired of these people. I'm so happy I don't have to deal with them and be fake anymore. But I don't know. Can't wait to kind of grill all of them during final 3. I mean, I'm excited to see like who will win because I do want to be objective and I want to give it to who played the best game. I just don't think any of the people left played the best game.
I love you, Kevin. I love you so much as a friend. I just really do think you would beat me in the end, and you know it's been a crazy game, but I think you did very well.
I think I might just be like dramatic right now and like be like, ugh, like they're so annoying. But maybe later on, I think. I mean, I know I'm fully supposed to have Friendsgiving with some of them, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Final 4 check!
Alright, so the prompt from Luke is as follows. Send in a vlog talking about your ideal final 3 scenario and how you think you would do against those people / who would bring you. My ideal 3 is myself, Zach, and Lydia. Big shocker, I guess the most shocking part of that is Sabrina's not in there. I just think that she has played the least problematic and controversial game out of the people who are left, and I think she would receive a lot of votes because of that. Shout out Syrvivor Syracuse Season 1. And yeah, that's just something that is threatening. So I am thinking, as far as who would bring me, I think Lydia would bring me, but I'm not totally confident in Zach bringing me, because I think he likes Lydia and Sabrina more than he likes me, and I'm not totally confident, because Sabrina's smart, that she would pick myself over Zach. So I think it's very important that I win today. I'm planning on giving it my all, standing or sitting or doing whatever for as long as possible. I'm excited. But yeah, that's my final 3 plans. I'm hoping I make it. I think it would be a pretty even split between myself and Lydia. If we were to go into the final 3 with Zach, I think he'd receive a couple votes. And then I have that steal a jury vote blocker thing, and that could be very helpful as well. So I'm hoping I get it there. No one knows I have that, thankfully. Bye.
In the final 4, I got to start thinking about who I want in the final 3 with me. And between Lydia, Madison, and Sabrina, it's nerve-wracking. I think Sabrina would pull a lot of votes, which sucks because she's definitely my closest ally. But I really think she's got a shot. She was the dark horse to win the show. She's won some challenges. Lydia's also won a challenge. I don't think Lydia would get that many votes. Madison, she really hasn't done that much either. I think ideally I would want to go with Lydia and Madison, but I don't know if either one of them. I don't know if the 3 girls would flip on each other, or if that just makes this challenge coming up all the more must win for me. Because if I don't win, I'd feel really scared that I were the one being sent home.
Now that we're getting down to it, honestly, I feel like the final 4, me, Lydia, Madison, Zach, I'm pretty confident that everyone would take me, because I've been talking to Zach since New Soul, and I established that connection so that I could have that in the merge, and hoped that maybe it would be useful one day, which it definitely did, because Zach flipping literally saved Lydia, Madison, and I. And then Madison, she asked me to be her final 3 weeks ago, shortly before the Owen vote, and I definitely am comfortable with that. At the time, she was a little wary of taking Lydia with us because she thought that they played very similar games, but Lydia's been my number 1 since day 1, so I pushed very hard for her to want to take Lydia. But even at that point, we could only really all trust each other, so it kind of fell into place anyways. And then of course my girl Lydia, like I said, we've been each other's number 1 since day 1, and the goal since the beginning was to take each other to the end. So I'm very excited that it's actually starting to get this close. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. My ideal final 3 scenario is Lydia and Madison. I just think all of us played such a good game. We started from the bottom of and during the merge, and really climbed and worked our magic and stuff. And I'm really proud of us. If Zach wins today's immunity challenge, cool if he makes it, but I just, the only big move he really made was flipping, and that was very heavily driven by me and then also Lydia. So I don't know. I just think it would also be really awesome to go into a final 3 with an all-woman final 3.
Zach told me that his ideal final 3 right now is Madison, him, and me. And I was saw dude, great to hear that. I was glad we're on the same wavelength, thinking the same thing. As my biggest thing, as long as I'm in that final 3, I'm not gonna be that pissy about it. But I guess Zach and Madison as well, and me too, definitely to a certain extent, are concerned that, we're gonna go sit in front of the jury, with Sabrina, and the people who don't like us are gonna vote for her just because. And if it's Zach, Madison, and me, all the same people have beef with us. So it's make them choose, and they can't just pick someone they don't have beef with. They have to actually choose somebody and put it behind them. So that would be nice. Plus the mind, body, soul aesthetic, that'd be beautiful. That'd be absolutely beautiful. I'm just again concerned about giving up credibility of, if I'm to target Sabrina and take Sabrina out, and I'm yeah, Sabrina and I worked so well together. I had such a honest game. such an honest game, blah, 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 blah. And then I like go take Sabrina out, but that whole thing like goes down the bin, you know, and like no one's gonna buy that and I'm gonna get ripped apart for it. However, if I let somebody, you know, like if they do it and then they take credit for it and I'm like, sorry, my B, I didn't have any control, then, you know, it adds something to their resume and takes away from mine. It seems like I wasn't thinking about what I was doing and I'd let that happen. So like I can't, you know, like I need to pick one.
One quick last little vlog before the challenge. As you can see, I am bundling up because we are going to be outside and it's 9 p.m. in November in Syracuse. So I'm gonna be warm because this challenge is supposedly endurance based, but I don't think they mean running because I don't think it's active. So I think we're just gonna be sitting and waiting for the others to leave. And I will not be the first to leave. I will be the last one there, mark my words. Now I need a winter coat. See you at the challenge.
Welcome, Final Four of Syrvivor Syracuse Mind, Body, Soul. Today you'll be competing in your last immunity challenge, but before we do so, let me reiterate that only 3 of you will be vying for the end of this competition, where the power goes to the jury, where they will decide who will be the 3rd ever Sole Survivor. That said, before we partake in the challenge, we will have our Syrvivor Syracuse and Survivor ritual, the rites of passage. Follow me.
Let's go.
Cool?
She was pretty cool. Yeah, she was pretty cool. I didn't really know her, but she seemed cool. Yeah, no, she was really cool. It was just
That first challenge that first challenge.
She collected records.
no,
I
she
remember
did.
that.
She did. Yeah, she did really well in that challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was cool. It's like weird to think that like it was. Yeah, no, like if she had been here, like instead of like Sabrina or like
It was low
or
key
like Kevin or somebody else. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, no. Being the first person not to talk about it. Someone's gotta be it.
All right.
Gabby.
Another person I never met.
All right, Gabby, very good player. Started out real strong. I think she did her best to control her fate that week, and just every single person lied to her, and that's just like a really hard situation to start with. So kudos to Gabby. Not the best, but a trooper.
Cool.
Gabby. All right. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Becca.
Oh, Becca. That was unfortunate. Becca, we all hung, Soul Tribe got along, original Soul Tribe got along really well. But I think Becca was the one making group chats, and people didn't like that they weren't included. So it kind of just felt like this, the tribe would be really stronger without Becca.
Word.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Who is it? It's Colin.
Look at that.
Colin had it out for me since day one.
He did have it out for Sabrina. He was really counting and scheming for a long time. Would have been good though. He would have been good for sure.
I guess, yeah. I just wish he didn't want me out so bad. All right, let's get it going on. I don't know.
Yeah. You want me to hold your torch?
This one's gonna hurt a lot.
Do you want to do it or?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jemiah, I miss you so much, buddy. You were such a fun player. I don't know what happened. I mean, that week it just, it was after Becca, and Jemiah and Adam were her allies. It was one of them, and Adam was begging up and down fealty and loyalty. So, as a group, we kind of made the decision to go with Jemiah, which I was very against, but I didn't speak up. And I'm sorry, buddy. I wish I could have done better by you.
You're really nice, Jemiah.
Oh, Molly.
Aww, our queen, she was robbed.
This was probably up into this point the biggest vote, the biggest shock.
She's been repeatedly robbed.
Oh yeah.
But she's robbed because she is such a good player, and she made every single person, at least from my point of view, on the Mind Tribe think that she was they were her number 2. And I think that goes to show that she's an amazing player.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was awesome.
I remember we were all standing outside waiting for that tribal to start and trying to like peek in and see who's getting voted out. And when we saw Molly walk away and not Adam, we were all shocked.
Yeah, Ryan Baker taking pictures of all of us.
Yeah, that was that day. He had his camera for film.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah.
Because I was so sad that Molly left. Dude. I wonder who it is.
You can stay right there. That's perfect.
Guys, it's my best friend.
Adam.
We had our differences. This was probably the most satisfying vote, but you know, I have to give him, he was working really, really, really hard to stay in the game.
If I might just say a couple things about Adam, like he came on playing real strong, and like that was really hard to play with and to want to keep him in the game. But he was just a really good friend to me personally, and he helped me through a really tough time. So
You know, he's a very good kid, but I think he played the game a little too strongly to start things off.
I met him in the dining hall a couple times. Seemed fine. I don't know. I didn't really know. That's all.
Cool.
Wait, didn't we talk about it? No. Oh.
And that's just order. I don't know.
Nope. This is the one.
All right.
oh my god, Jason, my queen, my big boy, the first of my lost ones. I wanted him to be my number 2, I'm not gonna lie. I love Jason. I don't even think Jason knows how much that I adored him, so R.I.P. Jason.
All you had to do was put down Holly's name.
Big guy.
All you had to do,
He needs
Jason.
guidance.
I don't know what went wrong in that vote with you, but
Jason, why'd you write my name down? Oh well.
Still ponders me to this day. The game would have been so different if Jason just like.
Jason just did what we said.
That was absolutely
All I just told him, no, don't vote for me, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that's Jason for you.
Essentially voted himself.
What a vote.
All right, Mike. I will forever be Team Mike. A great guy, an amazing player. I remember up until the day he was voted out, he was scheming with me to get Holly out. So, kudos. Yeah, he was taken out soon.
Yeah, Mike, we had a shot to take down Holly, and you made the choice not to vote Holly, so it looked like
He regretted it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that could have been a difference maker. But you were an awesome guy, a lot of fun. You took the game really seriously. You know, it sucks that you had injuries again throughout your season, but one away from the merge. You almost made it to the merge.
You're great, Mike. I think you played a good game up to that point. Anyways.
Team Mike.
Carl. You were great,
Rip
buddy.
in peace.
One of the best people I know.
No, he saw through everybody low key.
He did.
He saw through everybody actually robbed.
Very
That
robbed.
is like the absolute worst way to go out, and he deserved, if not to sit in the final 3, like and
Feels like he
win,
deserved a better
maybe.
chance to get there.
No, yeah.
I never went from disliking someone to loving someone so quickly than I did with Carl.
Carl almost feels like a big brother that I never
Yeah,
had.
no, for sure.
And now I just regret not getting to know him better.
I know, it's so sad. Carl was sharp, dangerous,
For sure.
Oh,
really
yeah.
dangerous, but he didn't deserve that.
Nah, he deserved to go out with a vote.
If anything.
It's crazy.
That
What a,
was
that was one of the craziest tribals. My goodness.
Oh my God. Ryan Baker. Oh, I wish you could have made it this far with me. From day one, we were great allies. You know, we got. You know, you brought this tribe together, the Sole tribe. You really involved us. You made us all feel friendly from day one, from that first challenge. It's, you know, you were, you know, you damn good player. So it sucks that you got voted off. I didn't see, that was one of the biggest blindsides too. I didn't see that coming at all. Thank you.
Sorry.
But yeah.
Oh, Baker.
You always said you wanted to get to know Ryan better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Owen, I think Owen's the definition of the body tribe. He went and tackled his problems just to like head on, and that's not always the way to do it in Survivor, but Owen's a great player. I miss him. I have a class with him right now, see him twice a week, so an icon, truly.
I must say, I miss Owen too. Owen and I feel like we're unlikely allies, unlikely friends. We kind of started out, we very much started out at odds at the beginning of New Body, but very clearly we're very closely aligned by the time we got voted out.
Can I say one thing? Oh, and it was great working with you out of default. Once Carl was voted out, you were super cool and wish we had you around longer.
Well, Check out his podcast, though.
What is this podcast?
He reviews the Syrvivor Syracuse episodes.
Oh.
Yeah, for that Q's review thing.
Joseph.
President Joe.
Joe was a friend to everyone. I think that was like his strong suit in the game. He was a body tribe member, but I really think he belonged on Sole a lot of the time. So I think Joe's downfall was like he was friends with everyone, and that made different people not really trust him, myself included. And this was like the hardest vote for me.
Yeah, I know Owen and Joe, we were all, both of them, I was always on opposite sides of votes with. I was the one voting for them. And I feel like that was right as Ryan got voted out. That's when Holly and Lynn's kind of took control and I took the back seat. And I feel like it was around this time when I started really, after the Joe got sent out, I'm like, we're running out of people to send out before it might be me. And so once I heard my name, but sorry, Joe.
Yeah, we miss you, Joey. Big time. It would have been just fun to have around.
Absolutely.
So fun to have around. So fun to talk to. We'd like FaceTime to talk about strategy, and then we'd end up talking about how he was going to redecorate his room.
For me, it was food that he was making for dinner that day.
There was never anything not to talk about with Joe. There was always something to talk about, and that is one of the great things about Joe.
Yes.
Fair enough. I like this.
Cassidy, this was absolutely the hardest vote I made in the game. You did not deserve to go out that way. You were one of the nicest people I've ever met. A great player, great friend all in all. Unfortunately, you were just in a really powerful alliance and your partner kept winning. You kept winning challenges. So I couldn't have, it was just not going to work with all those numbers going against me and the challenges kept getting won. Maybe I regret it. I still have to think about it and I'm going to talk about it a lot when I see you next if I make Final 3. But yeah, just know that this one still sits with me a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. Did anyone else want to say anything about that? I'm sorry.
Pastor, you're such a wonderful person. It really was unfortunate that we were very much on opposite sides and never really had any chance of working together. So
I wish I was able to work with Cassidy more. Never actually talked strategy with her, but she was super sweet and want to get to know her more afterwards.
I sadly didn't have 3 words with her the entire game.
Lindsay, you were an awesome player. You had more fun playing this game than most people did, but ultimately, it just, once Cass went, it had to be you, it had to be Holly next. But you really played this game amazingly. You did awesome in most challenges. The soccer challenge, I was blown away. You were really good. All the challenges, you gave it your all. Even the Zoom ones, the ridiculous things. You just put yourself out there and said, "This is me, and I don't care." And I respect that a lot.
Yeah, I'll say I was like working with Lindsay briefly when she was trying to figure out a way that she would not go home, and like I was so surprised with how much like I became attached to her, and the whole game was trying to get her out. I probably voted for her like 3 times, but when I voted for her this time, like I felt genuinely bad.
Yeah, Lindsay was pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, very cool person, very big personality, just like a really fun force to be around.
Anything about Lindsay?
I never really got to know Lindsay.
Holly. Now, Holly, ever since honestly Jason went home, I've had it out for her. But like the last couple weeks, I got closer with her, and like she's an amazing person. And once again, it was a time of, I think I said I'm gonna get Holly out of this game many times, but when it ultimately came down to it, it was much harder than I had anticipated, just because she's such an amazing player and an awesome person.
She is really cool. I want to be friends with Holly afterwards.
Yeah, I feel bad for you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know, I'm just sad that I wasn't able to talk to her more, because she is very cool, and yeah, hopefully after the game again.
I was just gonna say, I feel like for Holly, she, it sucked just because she was nothing she could do to stop getting that target on her back, just because she was so good at the game. It wasn't anything she did. She just, you can't blame her for competing in challenges every week and doing well, and running, having a big friend group that runs the numbers. So it sucks, but you were a great player.
Yeah, I just want to say, yeah, Holly was super great, super cool person. And like in another life, in another game, another season, like maybe we would have been friends within the game too, instead of just
constantly at each other's throats. But yeah, really incredible person, really incredible player, for sure.
Cool.
My darling Kevin.
Oh. I feel so bad about this one, but no, I feel really bad about this one. Kevin is an incredible person. We started like talking and kind of like tentatively working together at the very beginning of Mind Tribe. So that was it hurt a lot when he betrayed me. But it still like felt really horrible to write his name down today.
For sure. Yeah,
you can go first.
Okay. I didn't write an emoji or anything on anyone's vote until Kevin. He was the only person I did that with. I felt truly horrible about it. And I just think that he is a person that was a threat because everyone liked him.
Definitely.
I cut you off again. No, you go.
Okay. So, like, I started off talking to Kevin a little bit more into Mind Tribe, and I feel like we really more so before we bonded as tribe mates, just bonded as two friends. Like, the majority of what I actually talked to him about was just simply not about Survivor. He's just genuinely so cool, and we have a lot of the same interests, and he was just a really awesome person to get to know this semester, and it really was so painful to write his name down. I almost felt a little bit of waterworks, but not really, but like figuratively, kind of. I don't know. He knows what I mean.
No, for sure. Kevin low-key did me so dirty.
For sure.
I still I can't be mad at him.
Yeah, I could never figure him out as a player. He wrote my name down multiple times, but then he would vote with me sometimes. But as a person, everyone just got along with him.
Oh yeah.
Any last words for your fallen partners? It's you four, all of them else not here. You guys survived the most out of everyone. Any last words before you leave them here?
Great players, great season. Not over yet, but awesome.
Better them than us.
You're 4 hours, 45 minutes into this challenge.
It goes that far?
That's like the center of the circle.
We got some talking.
Hey, the king shows you his mercy. For shame.
For shame.
I'm going crazy. I cannot.
I'm low-key content. I'm kind of chilling.
I just don't do well when I hear like another person singing all the time, so I'm gonna keep on singing my own songs, and hopefully that'll lead the other person to stop.
Sing that much?
That's definitely not talking.
All right, 5 hours into the snow shovel challenge. All four, as you can see, competitors are still in. Let's poll the audience. Lydia, how are you feeling?
I feel fantastic.
Nice. Sabrina?
Feeling good.
Madison?
Very energized.
Zach?
That's cap. I feel like crap. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I don't to stay here.
Has there been any like talks or strategy forming?
My strategy at one point was when Lydia was singing, I did defensive singing, meaning I sang something else just as loud to wreak chaos.
Alright. Anyone else strategy-wise? Any talks of possibly, you know, if I drop, I trust this person, or maybe, you know, if they drop, you know, this happens maybe? Any talks there?
Not really.
I think we're all in the same place where we all want to win it that badly that no, there's nothing that can be said. Just drop double.
Yeah. Alright. With that said, with 5 hours in, we are instituting a new portion of this game where every 2 hours you will have 3 minutes to talk to each other. Each person gets 3 minutes intervals to talk to each other. How this will go, you still have to stand and hold your shovel. But for instance, Sabrina would go first, go in Lydia's circle, and they have 3 minutes to talk. After 3 minutes is over, Sabrina returns to her circle, Lydia goes to Zach. They have 3 minutes to talk. After that 3 minutes, Zach goes to Madison. They have 3 minutes to talk. And so on and so on. I will cut you off when your 3 minutes is over. The other 2 people that are not talking will have to look away from the conversation. What's now?
I want to go home.
That's the best option. That's the best offer I'm gonna get. I really don't think there's any chance we can drop this. At least not now. Like I'm at this point, I'm at least committed to making it tomorrow. I'm gonna be here for that.
Yeah, he's like gonna be joking Colin. He said that he wanted to do it.
Congratulations, guys. We have reached the 7-hour point. How are you feeling, Zach?
You just said it. 7 hours I've been standing in the spot with a shovel. I'm tired.
And Sabrina, how long do you think everyone can push it further?
They're gonna push it as long as they possibly can. I'm
Can
just
you?
here for the ride.
Fair enough. Right out. You're 8 hours and 30 minutes in. Everyone is still fucking here. Even I. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was a good night, bonding.